For the first time, the Reporters Without Borders organization said that one of the most dangerous countries in the world for reporters is the United States. Now, this is a report that they usually put out, and it was very heavily focused on the killing of Saudi columnist Jamal Khashoggi. That was one of the biggest news stories of all of 2018, because it shed light on the atrocities that were carried out by the Saudi Arabian government that everybody already knew about, but for some reason the media didn't bother to pay attention to. Now, they said more than half of all journalists around the world who were killed this year were done so deliberately. In other words, there was an intention to kill people who were trying to report the news. Now, the three most dangerous countries in the world for a reporter were Afghanistan, Syria, and Mexico. Obviously, this is no surprise. Afghanistan and Syria are in the middle of a war, and Mexico, frankly, is at war with the drug cartels. So really, these being the three most dangerous places for a reporter is not surprising in the very least. At least 63 professional journalists were killed during their jobs in 2018, a 15% increase over the last year, so the group Reporters Without Borders. The number of deaths rises to 80 when all media workers and people classified as citizen journalists are included. It said in its annual report. Reporters Without Borders said that 348 journalists were being detained worldwide, while 326 at this time in 2017. China, Turkey, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and Egypt hold more than half of the world's imprisoned journalists, it says. Now, it's interesting to note that this is the first time the United States has been listed as one of the most dangerous places for a journalist to exist. Now, I assume this could possibly only be surpassed by, say, the Civil War. But, you know, there was no real stats being kept back then. But for the first time in the United States, it shows that journalists are being targeted in cold blood. In other words, these aren't accidents. People are deliberately murdering journalists. The shooting deaths of 5 employees at the Capital Gazette at the newspaper in Annapolis, Maryland in June is the primary example of this. That was a shooting that took place. It was highly motivated by Trump-style antitrust of the media. Now, we have seen this increase as a result, directly as a result of the rhetoric that Trump has been using against the media. Oh, the media is out to get him every time they criticize him for doing something stupid. Not even just like disagreeing with him. Like there's disagreements among the bourgeoisie. They each have their own version of the society that they want, their own contradictions between members of the capitalist class, and that will be expressed in the media. But Trump will go after them for anything. Even pointing out that he lied is an attack upon him, and we completely have Trump to blame for this kind of extra hostile climate. Now, of course, having said that, we do know, of course, the mainstream media cannot be trusted on certain issues. For example, those issues which become conflict between the working class and the capitalist class. We know we can't trust them on that. We know they are going to lie in order to support the wars. But does this in any way, shape, or form justify walking into a newspaper office and shooting up a bunch of low-level journalists who I'm not even exactly sure why the guy killed them? We do know that he was highly motivated by Trump, the whole rope tree journalist, some assembly required kind of BS mentality that was going on. So we can definitely see there a rise in violence. It isn't even necessary to carry out violence against the mainstream media. You just have to not pay attention to it. All you have to do is listen to any kind of alternative media. You know, something like Truth Out, Vanessa Bailey, Eva, a whole bunch of other, you know, smaller, even Jimmy Dore, myself, and a whole host of other. I mean, there's a very wide, big world of alternative media out there with literally thousands of choices that you could go to any of these people and get information. Eva Bartlett, sorry, I was trying to remember her name. You can go anywhere. Better yet, even go to a ton of different sources and get different angles and different understandings, get facts that don't exist. Hell, even listen to RT. I mean, RT's not perfect, but at least when it comes to reporting on the dirty dealings of the U.S., U.S. corporations, U.S. military, etc., you're going to get the truth in that regard. So this certainly does really say something about the state of the United States, where for the first time since the existence of at least the organization Reporters Without Borders, the United States is now one of the places that's considered dangerous to be a reporter, simply because of the hateful and frankly psychotic rhetoric that has been put out by the current president, Donald Trump. Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.